So for the first test, we'll be doing the kill test. We'll be taking your pahoa and stabbing it into some ballistics gel. Let's go check it out. Excited? Let's do it. Nice. It will kill. Did great work on the ballistics gel. The next test is the strength test. We'll be beating it mercilessly with a hammer. You ready for the strength test? Let's go. As you can see, your weapon suffered a catastrophic failure and it cannot proceed. Get out of here! Yeah. Aloha, and welcome to the second part of the knife creation. So these are Hawaiian knives, or daggers more accurately, called a pahoa. Now usually a traditional pahoa is actually quite a bit of different shape, but these are Marlin tipped, and so the shape of the Marlin tip pahoa just works better being this type of shape. One of the things that I wanted to do with these is I kind of wanted to make each one of them unique. So each one of the 7 pahoa that I'm making here will have a different handle. 2 of the handles will probably be similar, a couple of them, but each one will have a unique style to the handle, and that ended up being a little bit of a challenge because there's not a whole lot of material on the wood, and so making each one unique and custom ended up being a little bit more difficult than I was originally planning it to be, but I think it worked out really well in the end. I was really pleased with it. All I'm doing here is just cleaning up some excess material. I could have taken that down with the angle grinder, but there's no real need to it. I just cut off that excess with the bandsaw and then get to shaping. So this video has a lot of repetitive actions. So there isn't a whole lot going on. It's just me going through each piece, shaping it down. So we'll probably skip to some music here in a little bit. This piece here had a crack going down the grain of the wood, and I noticed the crack when I first put the handle into place. I couldn't tell how deep it was at the time, so I thought I'd just try shaping it down and seeing if I can get rid of it. As I got it down to shape, it just was too deep. I wasn't going to be able to sand it out of there, and so I went ahead and exposed the crack, made it a little bit wider, and now I'm filling it with epoxy. And I went ahead and mixed the epoxy with shavings, wood shavings, or the koa sawdust, to make it blend in a little bit better. Let it sit overnight, and then next day I got back to it and shaped it down. For this piece here, this is a little bit one of the longer pieces, and I wanted to make a swivel design. I've never done this before. I've seen it on a lot of woodworking channels. I mean, I've seen it on chair legs and various other pieces, and I really like the look of it. I'd never done it, so I thought I'd give it a try. If you've done this before, please correct my method. Kind of my thought on it is I rough sketched out the lines going all the way around, just kind of hand sketched it, and then took the angle grinder and roughed it in a little bit more, and now I have a Dremel with, I think it's a 1/4 inch or 3/8 inch tungsten carbide bit, and I'm using that to get in the primary groove, and then I'm going to go back and sand it all in. I'm sure there's a better way of doing it. This was just kind of me winging it. But I think it worked out. You notice I didn't finish any of those. I'm literally going through each piece and doing it step at a time. So I'm going to rough shape all 7, go back, sand all 7, finish all 7, and that's going to be the process the whole time. I'll key in every once in a while, as I did come across a few other challenges and a few other design changes as I was going through. But let's go ahead and enjoy some music, shall we? On this piece here, you can, I kind of pulled it out of screen of the monitor, but you could see where it was kind of glistening or shiny. There was a pretty large difference between the koa and the bill on one of the sections. And I didn't want to bring the koa wood down any further because it felt good in the hand, the handle did. And so I filled in some epoxy mixed with wood shavings to match with the wood, and I had that so that it would grade down a little bit smoother going from the wood to the Marlin bill. And then I put that off to the side, and I was gonna start sanding on that one the next day. And then I went ahead and jumped over to this piece here, where I'm just going through with the pipe. There is I think a copper pipe that I found, and it turned out to be the perfect size for sanding in the swirl. And so that worked out really well. Just had a lot of hand sanding to get out the scratches and make it look a lot nicer. So I finished sanding all the pieces down to 320, and now is my favorite part, is oiling them up. I use a tongue oil, not a stain. I don't like to use stain on the koa wood because I really just want to see the grain, the natural grain exposed. And the tongue oil does a beautiful job of that, as well as sealing it and really making it last. You can really see the shimmer, the shine from the koa wood. Each one of them has a unique curl. These all come from different pieces, and so it just was absolute pleasure to oil them all up. After oiling them, I let them sit for 24 hours, and now what I'm doing is I'm putting in a groove. This is going to act as a stopper. So when I go to lash the joint, the lashing is going to want to slide down the tapered end of the marlin bill, and so that groove will act as a stopper so that it won't slide down and I can get a really tight lashing. My camera died right after the first one, but it's okay. It's the same steps for all 7. So just lashing it in, tying it off, and getting it ready. Making the daggers was a blast. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you'd like to see anything else or have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It really helps out a lot. And I'll see you next time. Aloha.